Hello. Today is Sunday, the 25th of October 2020. I feel very inspired today to talk about Rahu. That's the north node of the moon. Why am I inspired? Well, I got a few comments from the last week video that I looked a bit tired, but I had a strep infection last week and I took my antibiotics, and now I'm ready to work. I cough a bit and I never prepare my speeches, lectures, or anything I talk about here. So if I slip somewhere verbally, you're gonna forgive me. Thank you. So I wanted to talk about Rahu. Rahu is the north node of the moon because I left Rahu period this year in April 2020. I was looking forward to this moment for 18 years since I got into it. Just a short story, and this is going to be a long video, so if you have the nerves and you have the time, you're welcome to stay. My story with Rahu started in 2002. And Veronica. Hi, Veronica from Slovenia. You know what's like to be in a Rahu period? It's like you're in the washing machine, laundry washing machine, and it starts and it goes wild. It's a roller coaster ride, and then somebody forgot to take you out, and that lasts for 18 years. So when you are young, like 18, like I was, that was really exhausting. But if you have a Rahu period in your 40s or 50s, it can go much smoother. Depends on where you are with yourself at the moment. So I entered Jupiter and everything became clear, like, oh my God, I know where I am in my life. And it can be beautiful and scary and exhausting and obnoxious and life transforming. So what is Rahu? Rahu is actually, it's not a planet, it's a shadow, it's an ecliptic point. So Rahu is that part of our existence where we have to deal with something. It's like you are very drunk and you're absolutely sure that you can drive home. And you have your keys and you're going home and you need a friend to tell you, look, you're not in a good condition. I will call you a cab. And then you have to be smart enough to listen to that friend or a therapist or mother or father or brother or a colleague or anybody who is talking to you at the moment. So depending on your Rahu position in the chart, you're going to be completely blind. You're going to be sure that you got this time right. And you're going to make a lot of mistakes. It's definitely wrong to do everything until you get it right. And that's going to last. And probably your whole lifetime, and probably next lifetime, and on and on. We need a few lifetimes, as I heard, that we consolidate and exalt that Rahu, that field in our chart, in our life, that has to be dealt with. And we have to succeed. We have to make some progress. So I'm going to go through all the houses where Rahu can be positioned. And if you know your own chart, maybe you can take something for yourself. Rahu in the first house. You will see how that looks like. Rahu in the first makes you feel like very, very nervous, very anxious. You want to do everything. And he's like a demon that doesn't digest. He's not digesting anything, even himself. And Rahu gives that false sense of self. Everything with Rahu is false. You have that false self-security. And people with Rahu in the first are very magnetic. No, they are all over the place and they like to be seen and they want a lot of stuff. The thing is they don't have the grounding element. The grounding element with Rahu in the first is their partner. So the partner has to be like, okay, I'm gonna let you be now, or now you're off limits. But Rahu in the first is very much focused on the partner. That's the south node, and that's wrong. Don't do that. That's false security. You cannot identify yourself through the seventh house, where Ketu, the south node, is positioned. You have to deal with your own self. And that's the trickiest, the hardest, and the most scariest part with people who have a Rahu in the first house. A lot of anxiety, a lot of fears. If it's Virgo ascendant, you can be a little hypochondriac. It can happen because you take everything into details. But with Rahu in the first, you have to deal with yourself, not to be focused on the partnership. The partnership has to be okay, but you have to deal with yourself. And I believe this is the most trickiest position, having Rahu in the first, because you're messy in your own self. So deal with yourself. Take classes, have a therapist. That's very important. That doesn't mean you're crazy. You just need help with yourself. That's okay. Some people need help with their money issues, and they take a therapist for their money issues, and that can be a broker or a banker or somebody. Okay, this is a therapy for you. Rahu in the second house. Deal with your money, with your cash flow. You have a very earth-like incarnation, so you have to deal with your money, with your incomes, with your values, with your early childhood. Deal with that stuff. Don't deal with the south node, in 8th house. I'm gonna meditate and everything is going to come by itself. No, it's not. Not in your case. Okay, you have Rahu in the second. Money's not gonna come like this. You have to earn it. You have to budget. You have to know your expenses. You have to know how much you earn, how much you need, and how to deal with your cash flow. Okay, and where are your values? Maybe it's not the money, because you're born in a wealthy family and everything is here. You have everything. But maybe your value system is off limits. So deal with your values. Rahu in the third house. Work with your hands, talk. Work with your colleagues. Work on your relationship with your neighbors, with your siblings, like brothers, sisters, younger or elder. Doesn't matter. Okay, this is the house of siblings. This is the house of talents. Work with your hands, because Rahu in the third gives a lot of mental issues, a lot of, not issues like sickness, mental diseases, like psychiatry, but you have a lot of stuff going on in your mind the whole time and you're very restless. So try to stay focused, and it's easy to do it when you do something with your hands, okay? Or when you talk, not blabber, not chat, but talk about one thing. Have a beginning, have a straight line, your focus, keep your focus and concentration, and then have a closure. Don't overdo it, okay? Deal with your hands, with your hobbies, with your siblings, with your mental capacity. Focus on your own hobbies, not on the south node in the ninth, like, oh, I'm gonna give something to the culture I'm born in. No, 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 no. Deal with your own talents. This is the first thing you have to do. We'll get to the culture later. Rahu in the fourth. This is a position where relationships can be tricky. Why? Because the fourth house is the house of our own emotions, sense of security, sense of peace. Rahu in the fourth gives people the feeling that they exactly know what they're feeling. And they intellectualize a lot about how they are feeling. I don't know, can you hear the difference and the opposition of this in this sentence? You know, you think that you feel something. That's not the same. The worst thing that can happen is when you are talking about how you are feeling, you have somebody on the side, and it can be in your own head, of course. Okay, I'm going to tell you how you feel. I'm going to explain and rationalize and take it in a logical frame how you are feeling. That's the worst thing that can happen, and don't do it. Deal with your feelings. What's happening with Rahu in the fourth? You have that sense of I'm not loved. I feel unloved and insecure. And then you have frustration about it. Then you have anger about it. And then you have a little shame. And when somebody asks you how you're feeling, you're saying, well, okay, I'm a little bit nervous today. I don't know what's going on. Actually, you're feeling unloved, but how deep the rabbit hole goes. Deal with your emotions. Very important. The fourth house is real estate. Okay, don't buy real estate too early in life or in Rahu period. You have to know, you have to figure out how to make a home, feel secure, have your own kids, have your own family, and feel comfortable enough inside. People who have Rahu in the fourth, usually, they collect children, their own, somebody else's. They collect real estates, or they run from that. No, 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 I don't want to have children. No, 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 I don't want to buy a house. No, 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 I'm not going to be bound to something. You're going to have to deal with that. You have to be grounded somewhere. That's the main issue with Rahu in the fourth. So, Rahu in the fifth, have children. Deal with the children. Deal with your creativity, with your productivity. The fifth house is how we are managing our own problems and our life. Well, creativity also goes with having children. So having children with Rahu in the fifth can be a tricky thing. It's the first time you're doing this. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. Go for that mistake. Okay, I'm going to do a mistake. I'm going to try. If I slip, that's okay. I'm going to try again. I'm going to write that down. Okay, don't yell at the kid 2 hours later because he doesn't know what you're talking about and why you are yelling. Okay. And the second thing, learn how to be creative so other people can see it. Write a book and then publish the book. Okay. Don't keep it in your drawer. Okay. And the way you're dealing with your life is probably the wrong way because it's Rahu inside. He doesn't know what to do because actually you don't know what to do and how to do it. So you can try to meditate and see what happens. You can try to play a piano and okay, maybe that's the thing. Okay, no. Okay, maybe I can try go see a therapist. Okay, it's not gonna. Okay, so you have to try. You have to try all sorts of things. Okay, with Rahu in the fifth. How to deal with my life? Maybe you don't have to be depressed and sad and just let go. Maybe you have to fight. Depends what sign is in the fifth house and the ruler. The sixth house, this is actually a good position because if you have problems, sixth house is problems, enemies. Rahu is not dealing with them a lot. So you have to deal with your own daily responsibilities. Go and be a waitress. Go and clean the house. Go and do some little, daily activities that seem so stupid. Sorry. So earthly like. Yeah, that's the thing you should do. That's the thing you should learn. Manage your own daily schedule. People who have Rahu in the sixth, usually they are very organized, but they are not. South node is in the 12th house if you have Rahu in the sixth. So you're very spiritual. You're very much in your dreams, in your upper state of mind. Okay, you know how to do it because the past life was there. But this life is more learn how to be organized. Okay. And it's a good position if you have enemies because enemies doesn't see you. It's like, okay, dude, you are so crazy. I don't understand you. I'm not gonna touch you. So that actually can be a good thing. Rahu in the seventh. This is a tricky one. People who have Rahu in the seventh, so it's a house of partnerships. They like to be in a relationship. Actually, they need it. They are focused on the self node in the first house. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Get over that. You know who you are. You're just not conscious about that. You know who you are. You have to be focused on your relationships with others. See other people. Have a lot of relationships. And to tell you the truth, if you have Rahu in the seventh, the chances that you're going to have 2, 3, 4 marriages is a big shot. So you have to evolve through being in a relationship. Don't be focused on yourself the whole time. You have to take care of your relationships. Deal with them. Don't run away when things get bored, lousy sex, not enough understanding. Try to communicate. Try to do something. Okay, deal with your partner. Deal. And explore. You all people who have partners that have Rahu in the seventh, that's not a nice thing to hear, but they have to explore other people and other relationships. And they are going to do it through friendships or depending on the Jupiter, self-control and state of consciousness. But Rahu in the seventh gives a lot of relationships. And it's like a washing machine with the relationships. So Rahu in the eighth house, face your deepest fears. Face them. Try to go deep. Whatever you do, go deep. That's the Scorpio house, that sadness, that vulnerability, that mommy issues, daddy issues, money issues. Oh, and be careful with your spouse's parents. There's gonna be problems, okay? Because probably you are not handling the relationship very well with them. So this is a deal with other people's money. Don't spend other people's money just like that. Focus on that and don't be okay. It's fear of being afraid. Rahu in the eighth. So when you have Rahu in the eighth, you have to step into the house of fear And you can be afraid, that's okay. But you have to go in. Okay, I'm sorry, you just have to. And don't be focused on the Ketu in the second. I have to have enough money. You will. But if you're focusing on that, you're not going to look into your fears. That's very important. A Rahu in the 8th can give a lot of physical pain, a lot of chronic pains, chronic illnesses. So if you're feeling something is wrong in your body, deal with that. Rahu is restless, so he doesn't like to do that, but try to stay focused on your body, and if something goes wrong, deal. Doctor, physiotherapist, homeopath, anything. Rahu in the 9th. Make peace with your father. Go to college. Finish college. Finish, I don't know, finish any kind of external education that's not obligatory, okay? Deal with people who are your bosses, your teachers, your gurus, mentors, whatever you like to call it, okay? You go explore foreign countries. Don't be focused on your own guitar and your own playing. You have to give something to the outer world, okay? The easiest thing to do it is that you finish college, you finish some higher school education, certificates, anything. Try to be okay with authority figures. Try to stay peaceful. Try to have a lot of them and take what you need. Don't be fanatic and obsessed with them or with that knowledge. Try to regulate that and go travel. Rahu on the 10th. This is a good one, but after 40, 42, 45, this is a good position. It gives you that sense that you know it all. You don't. Believe me, you don't. Don't be focused on being in-house all the time, because the South Node is in the 4th house. So you like to be at home and feeling comfortable. And no. You have to go out and see people and work with people. And you have to learn how to be seen. And you have to learn how to keep your integrity when everybody else is looking at you. Behave in front of others like you are alone. And when you are alone, behave like everybody's watching. Okay, I think this is the best advice for people with Rahu in the 10th, because Rahu in the 10th has a tendency making you feel that you know it all and you're going to be the boss in your 20 somethings. You're not going to be a good boss. You're going to boss around. You have that big shiny aura. That's Rahu in the 10th. And it's very interesting. But wait. If you want to be a boss, then you have to start, copying papers, reparking the cars, try to work on the computer, on the Excel sheets, try to sell that, what you want to have a business in someday. Try to sell the brush. Try to make the brush. Try to sell the brush. Try to talk about how to sell a brush when you learn how to do it to somebody else. Then try to have 2 people that work for you so you can help them. And then when you're 40 something and you know how much time does somebody needs to make a brush, sell a brush, drive to that town, make a sell, conclude it, put it in an Excel sheet, go to the delivery boy, deliver. No. You have to know all the steps. Rahu in the 10th gives you that anxiety. Oh, I know it all, Okay, he needs 2 days, 5 days, 10 days. Maybe he needs 3 months, but you cannot see it. Okay, deal with that. Rahu in the 11th. You're going to have problems with your friends. You're going to have problems with group of people. how to be a part of organization, a part of upper structure in the society. You're gonna wish that, but you have to take it slowly. You have to take it one step at a time. You have big ambitions, and that's great. But learn how to be alone and like it. And then, when you're okay with your own self, then try to make an experiment and go into the society. Try to be 2-3 hours and then go back. Okay, you have to feel good. Be careful. Who are you loaning your money to? And be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And problem with Rahu is that he has a big mouth and he doesn't have a digestive tract. So you will chew and bite a lot, but the question is, can you digest it? Okay. I mean, everything you wish for. Okay. If you want a big car and a big company, okay, you have to be prepared and stable enough to handle it. Okay. Be careful with your wishes, with your friends, with your social image, and learn how to help other people with the skills you already have. Rahu in the 12th. Okay. You have a big inside world, but you don't know what it is. So don't be so focused on organizing your every little detail in the daily life. Try to be focused on letting go. And Rahu in the 10th, in the 12th has one fantastic characteristic, and that's a fiery imagination. When you want to do something, you have an idea, then you have to analyze it. You have to decide, okay, I'm going to do it. Then you have to find a friend, colleague, hire somebody to do the structure, the organizational part, because you are a visionary. You know, Rahu in the 12th is, okay, you probably have trouble sleeping. Big possibility. And try to have somebody who has a good Mars, you know, who's logical, organized, and focused. Okay, you have an idea. You want to launch that product, but you have to go one step at a time. I'm going to regulate that, and you just give me an idea, and I will develop it. Okay. And then when you do that, you cannot give up 2 months before the launching of the product. Okay. Very important. Finish everything you start, because Rahu in the 12th, people usually, they're not finishing anything. Okay. Please try to have your full focus on finishing the things you are thinking about, dreaming about, fantasizing, okay? And have enough sleep. If you already are in your Rahu period, or you know that your Rahu period that lasts for 18 years, we don't have a Rahu period in every life. Okay, so if you do, it's gonna get messy. So try to consult with somebody, and it's gonna go south, and that's okay. It's a karmic period. It's chaotic, but you will learn a lot about yourself and the field and the house that Rahu is positioned in. Okay, 29 minutes. Thank you for your patience. See you next time. Bye.